Switching gears, we're talking about a technique that's been used since 1960. It's chip sealing, a process used to resurface roads in Overland Park.
But for years, neighbors have complained about the impact it has and the damage they say it can cause. So with city leaders debating this issue tonight, our reporter Jordan Betts went to get answers and finds out why the city still uses this technique.
I was running down our street and I just kind of lost my footing.
That fall giving then 8-year-old Avery Allen this injury.
Well, I was barefoot, so I tripped over a big piece of asphalt and fell on my face.
She says it took months for it to heal, but her mom says this fall could have been prevented.
And so we had had chip seal done just several months prior to that, and it had already begun to break away in pieces, and it's continued to do so. I mean, years later, there are giant chunks out of the street.
She is talking about how the city of Overland Park repairs its streets.
Chip sealing is a street preservation method that the city has used for decades. That's basically the application of an oil followed by the application of rock that's then embedded into that oil. And what it does is it seals the streets.
It's those rocks that have people upset. As you can see, there are several divots in this cul-de-sac, as well as a lot of loose rocks like in my hand right here. Neighbors say that someone could easily get hurt, and it also is dangerous to cars. People have been complaining about this for years. So the city made changes like having smaller rocks in the mixture, but people here in this neighborhood say they want a totally different method to fix their streets.
It is not something that we want done again, and they're planning to do it here just directly.
Then why is the city using it? The city says it's the best option.
We even had a time where we used a different method, microsurfacing, and we did that for a few years, and we actually saw the overall condition of our roads decrease.
But for families like the Allens, they just want the city to find a new way to repair the roads.
We could go out and play on the street and play a game of kickball. And now we have to sit in our driveways and we can't do that anymore.
So, Jordan, we understand City Council is planning on voting on contract bids when it comes to chip sealing. How much is this going to cost?
Around $3.1 million to do 151 lane miles to chip seal around the city this year. But before the city council votes tonight, they will have to hear from the public, and many neighbors here in this neighborhood tell me they do plan to speak in hopes to change city council members' minds. In Overland Park, Jordan Betts, 41 Action News.
Interesting, Jordan. We'll be watching to see what happens. Meanwhile, one city councilman says he has researched other techniques and discovered a technique used in Leawood called 1-inch overlay that could be used in Overland Park.
It produces good quality and it produces a safe surface. And I forwarded the technical data of this technique to our city, and I'm hoping that after so much dissatisfaction and after so many incidents and injuries, we could see to it that we get something that our people deserve.